Well, good morning. My name is Bill Perry, CEO of Deep Blue Medical. Deep Blue is transforming soft tissue surgery by bringing out next-generation devices to eliminate soft tissue surgery failure. The T-Line platform has three pillars. It's mesh, suture, and aesthetic breast scaffold. Now, did you know in the US, each year, 1 in 10, 11% of 5 million closed laparotomies develop into a hernia. And 1 in 3, 32% of all hernia repairs, of the 600,000 hernia repairs, fail each year. It's a $10 billion cost. And even a 1% reduction in hernia is $140 million of savings to the system. And the problem is cheese wiring. It's a very simple thing. The suture pulls through the tissue or the mesh before there's tissue integration or bioincorporation. It happens because pressures overcome the strength of the closed surgical site or the fixation site. And if this happens, then you get surgical site dehiscence, you get mesh migration, mesh contraction, mesh tearing away from tissue. And if you think that there's 1 in 3 hernia repairs that fail with a mesh, just consider that 2 in 3 repairs fail if you use a suture alone. And the problem comes from a lack of a fast application that reduces stress at the surgical or fixation site. And the clinical ramifications of this are severe. You get the cheese wire effect, where you can see there's a suture with multiple cuts in the fascia and those Swiss cheese defects, very painful. Or you see the mesh that pulled away and rolled up and dehisced. Or the torn fascia photo with the 2 arrows pointing to the knots with a suture between them, and right down below is a perfect U-shaped cheese wire cut. The answer is a mechanical formula: stress equals force divided by area. Now forget about the math and think about the snowshoe. The force of the body on the area of the shoe creates stress, pushing you into the snow. Strap on a snowshoe, increase area, decrease stress, walk on top of snow. We all know that a tree with a large root ball is stronger than a tree with a small root ball. So the first platform pillar is the T-Line Hernia Mesh portfolio. There's a permanent polypropylene mesh on the market, a biosynthetic absorbable mesh coming, and a coated mesh coming. And all of them have integrally knit extensions that have 15 times the surface area of a suture, and thus a 300% greater acute anchor strength. So we've eliminated the main point of failure, and the mesh and the suture are one, and now you have a better surgical experience. The mesh lies flat and smooth with optimal tension, and we're launching a new product, the T-Line Mini, which is ideal for small defects. This is often requested from our 50-plus buying sites today. The second platform pillar is the T-Line Tissue Control Suture. It is a flat suture, and we've got into this because all of our users would use our first product and would show us and teach us how they wanted to use the product going forward. So it's a flat mesh that can self-fixate at any different point. It grips and it provides 2-way flexible tension adjustment. The barbed sutures that it replaces have 1-way tension adjustment, and they over-tighten. So it's going to be permanent, absorbable for a variety of soft tissue applications. So we're replacing 3 different devices that are fast and convenient. That's why they use, but they have a host of unintended consequences. One-way tension or tightening can easily over-tighten. In fact, the sales reps say, doctor, approximate, don't strangulate. And studies are coming out that over-tightening reduces perfusion, which reduces the wound healing. The third platform is, again, another organic platform where we have plastic surgeons who use our mesh in the abdominal wall. And then they say, you know, with these extensions, if this was absorbable, I would use it in the breast tomorrow. Because again, this same problem exists all throughout the body. So with our extensions, we have better anchoring and tension adjustment. It forms sort of a hammock or a sling, and it's sort of like a 3D internal bra. And some of the problems it solves are failures at the inframammary fold, where you get cheese wiring down at the inferior aspect of the breast, and the implant starts to slide down. We solve that. Application is fast, simple, and advantageous. It's bite through, cut. It's a 2-bite lock stitch. Take a bite of tissue, go through the extension, take a bite of tissue, go through the extension, cut it. It's patented, fast and easy. It sinks down into the tissue. It pulls the mesh flat and taut. It's much smaller than large suture knots, and it doesn't cheese wire, so there's less pain for the patient. I want to show you how strong T-Line is. It's supra-physiologic. Even if you have underlying tissue failure, the mesh still holds. You can see the arrows pointing to where the mesh is sewn into the anterior aspect of the rectus muscle. The rectus muscles were pulled together to repair a hernia. That cheese wired because they used a standard suture, and you get tissue pressing up against the mesh, but the mesh still holds the ab wall together. So we have a three-pronged mission: significantly eliminate or reduce soft tissue surgery failure, reduce patient pain because of no cheese wiring, and provide a better surgical experience. 8,000 of these extensions have been sewn in over 3 years. We have 15 peer-reviewed published papers, 0 adverse events, device-related events related to the lock, stitch, and extension, an incredibly low, just a handful of recurrences in all these applications. So excellent safety and efficacy profile, and glowing testimonials from KOL sites. So we're currently selling into more than 50 sites. These are past presidents of the American Hernia Society, chiefs of general surgery, UCSF, NYU, Duke, Mayo, all buying and happily using this and teaching us how to use the future products. So 3 pillars coming out now through 2025. Based on the conversations that we're currently having in business development, we strongly believe that we're excellently positioned for an exit about 1.5 years from now. It's a $2 billion market opportunity, $800 million in ventral mesh, $500 billion in barbed sutures, $700 million in biologic or absorbable biosynthetic breast scaffolds sold today. All of these use the small surface area applications that lead to recurrence. So I've been doing this about 30 years, lots of startups, 19 medical product introductions, I counted, fundraisings north of 120 million, a lot of regulatory, just a serial entrepreneur, and I just recently co-founded the American Society of Plastic Surgeons Medical Device Accelerator. My partner, Dr. Howard Levinson, just finished past president of the American Society of Plastic Surgeons, department chair at Eastern Virginia, and he was at Duke for 14 years where he invented this. So we did 2 rounds of financing and some notes. You can see the things we've achieved there, including FDA clearances. We have 17 issued patents in multiple areas. And with the funding of a bridge note that we're doing in April, happy to talk about that, or a B round we're going to do in the fall. We're going to finish our strategic partnership discussions, bring out new products with new clinical markets, long-term data, and an international launch. And again, we think we're very well positioned based on ongoing discussions for an exit about 1.5 years from now. So 3 product groups, 2 coming, first on the market, proving the concepts. Growing sales in our clinical and pilot launch, 15 peer-reviewed published papers, all listed on our website, over 8,000 of these sewn in over 3 years, an excellent IP estate with 17 issued patents, a large market opportunity, exec team with multiple exits under our belt, ongoing concrete business development discussions, and our main exit point later next year. Again, happy to speak about a note that's still open through April and a B round we want to do in Q3. My name is Bill Perry, CEO of Deep Blue Medical. Thank you for your attention.